everyone, it's Raid Kitty, and I'm here with my Raid Kitty S'mores. So come on, let's play.
Alright, I am so excited to be able to get into Shuka's save and to have such a wonderful summer vacation planned. I'm just going to take a quick peek around Shuka's save and kind of see what he did. So he made this nice little harbor for us. It looks like he set up a really nice public transit line, which will be nice for me because I'm planning on doing a pretty tram-heavy build. They started a really nice downtown and it looks like the beginnings of a park. Ooh, and I love the pedestrian area right here. Like how it runs through the center of town. Good job, Shuka. Alright, so for my build, I'm thinking about using this harbor here. I guess not really a harbor, but an inlet here. I'm gonna build a tourism city on the water. I'm thinking some dueling boardwalks, one over here, maybe more family fun area, and one over here on the right, which is more nature and water centric. So let's go ahead and get started. The first thing I'm going to do is delete the trees that I don't feel like belong, so anything that's not tropical in nature. But it wasn't until about 10 minutes in that I realized that I have Move It. So let's use Move It to remove all of the trees that don't belong, and then we'll start laying out our road system. The beginning of my general road system, I am laying out with the dirt path. I find that this is a cheap and effective way to lay out what I want. And then I'm going to use the terrain tool to create my extending and battling boardwalks. Out our two boardwalks, we're going to, while on the terrain height map, we're going to connect both of these boardwalks with the pedestrian tram roads. I want this road system, or this very simple road, to be the main thoroughfare through what we're going to lovingly call Ocean City. I want tons of pedestrian traffic, tons of tram traffic, and absolutely no cars. But I do need vehicles to be able to access the entrance to Ocean City. So I'm going to use this hill, or I guess potentially a mountain, as the entrance for both traffic to park in lots, as well as the tram to connect Ocean City to the main city that Shuka began. So I'm going to run switchbacks up and down so that way we are not too steep and the tram doesn't run away and cars don't run away and people don't trip and fall and roll. Now the finishing touches on the layout before we actually get to putting down buildings is our tram roundabouts. Unfortunately, because the trams don't run front and back like most trams do, we have to have roundabouts. So I'm gonna lay down some roundabouts to twist the trams around and make up nice little end of the line stops with some cover and some trees and really decorate them up nice and make them part of the build. I also set up 3 key tram lines. one from the city down to Ocean City, one from one battling boardwalk to the other, and then kind of a commuter tram up in the city itself just to bring people back and forth and hopefully increase traffic down to Ocean City via the tram. It is now time for us to name our two boardwalks. We have Campbell Cove, which is our family area, and we have Samson Shores, which is our more nature area. So now it's time to get started placing some key buildings. I'm going to use a mixture of hotels that have come with some of the new content creator packs. I'm also going to use high-rise and mid-rise buildings, which will add not only residential, but act as some type of Airbnb or condo or, apartments, rentals. Plus, it'll help the city function within the confines of the game. So as I'm starting to put in residential, I'm also going to start putting in commercial. Buildings that really stood out to me included some of the buildings from Africa in Miniature. It's a beautiful and, in my opinion, really underrated pack. So if you don't have Africa in Miniature, highly recommend. But there's tons of great buildings, and I just kind of put them down with Rico and move it and really built out what I could see as a tourist destination / trap. Tourist trap. Definitely not a tourist trap. I also want to make sure I sprinkle in outdoor areas like playgrounds and plazas, places for people to gather, because you want them to be able to take a rest and sit outside and eat at the food trucks and whatnot, while being able to enjoy the beautiful ocean air. One thing I'm choosing not to do is place buildings on the water side of this street. As much as I want to kind of clutter up the view to make waterfront property more desirable, I want to make sure that there is nothing blocking the beach. Not only is it not good for foundations, but I want to give nature a little bit of time to shine. And I think having one side that's built up and one side that's beach is really true to what at least I've seen while visiting waterfront boardwalks and waterfront pedestrian areas. It looks like we are finally coming to a close on the buildings, so now we're going to start building Campbell Cove. I see this as not necessarily a theme park, but a place where you have lots of outdoor games, you have plazas, souvenir shops, a couple rides and attractions you can pay money for, just overall the family spot to hang out on a Friday night. Also, I don't think I can say thank you enough to Move It for allowing me to do this. end of Campbell Cove, I want to put a seating area and some pavilions so that people can sit and enjoy the ocean air, watch their children, and enjoy a few moments of bliss while their kids are away spending money and riding rides. Like I mentioned, I want Samson Shores to be more nature, fishing focused, outdoor focused, more activities that don't involve having to spend lots of money for thrill rides. And so I really want to focus on fishing piers and get this all built out and potentially even a fisherman's paradise. New Orchard Ocean Pier, I knew that this had to be the cap for Samson Shores. So I need to move everything to make this my centerpiece, but it's really gonna bring Samson Shores together. Piers are done, it's time to decorate with some cabins, functioning as different centers for nature. It's also time to add some seating areas, some outdoor, and of course, a souvenir shop. Final thing I'm going to do is decorate up the beach. We need parasols, we need towels, we need lounge chairs, but most of all, I want on-beach camping. I want fire pits and tents and tiny little lean-tos for people to rent out and enjoy nature and camp and sleep to the ocean waves. And so now, after all of this building, it's looking kind of rough and like I just took a terrain tool and leveled it all. So I'm going to use the Move It tool to copy and paste trees and fill in some of these areas. It's a cheater way when I need to fill in large amounts of space. I'm then going to place rocks on the edges of these cliffs and smooth everything out and make it just more natural. more natural. This isn't a game, it's nature, I promise. Wink, wink.
There's no tomorrow. Let's have a drink, just relax, all your problems will fade. If you're ready for a good time, count on me. There's a party in the backyard, dance your problems away. I'm all about the good vibes, I know you're all about the good vibes. Do you know how much I love you, wanna see you smile? Where's that happy girl that I know with a heart on fire? I'll do anything to make it fine, but I can tell that you have something on your mind right now.
Now, I just have to say from the bottom of my heart how lucky I am to be a part of this Skyline6 community, and that all of you guys have embraced me and the amount that I have to work, and you continue to show up day after day, and I don't know that I can express gratitude. So, before I start crying, let's sit back, let's enjoy the build. S'mores and I are gonna snuggle, and I appreciate each and every one of you. Thank you.
The good vibes, we are all about the good times. Dancing till it feels alright, all night. We're all about the good vibes, all about the good vibes. I will make you forget all your sorrows. Let go like there's no tomorrow. Let's have a drink, just relax, all your problems will fade. If you're ready for a good time, count on me. There's a party in the backyard, dance your problems away. I'm all about the good vibes, I know you're all about the good vibes. Let's have a drink, just relax, all your problems will fade. If you're ready for a good time, count on me. There's a party in the backyard, dance your problems away. I'm all about the good vibes, I know you're all about the good vibes.
Make sure to come back just a little later next week for Flyvox's turn, where he gets to save and we get to see what this amazing builder can do.
All night, we're all about the good vibes.